Good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Carmelo Lattuca in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Scattered severe thunderstorms remain possible this evening in central, western, and of course eastern Nebraska, potentially here in the capital city as we get into the overnight hours. And the severe thunderstorm threat, as a result, will extend into Monday morning. But let's start off with our Lincoln Weather Almanac. We did see high temperatures today only climb up into the mid-80s. Mid-80s once again, yes, 85 degrees. It's actually a little bit cooler than average for this time of year. Low temperature, 66 degrees, right around average. But what we saw this morning really impacted our temperatures out there today. We were expecting temperatures to climb up in the low to mid-90s, but the showers and thunderstorms that we saw earlier in the day really kind of just impacted what happened over the rest of the day. And we saw just over a third of an inch at the airport. So we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at our precipitation almanac now. So yes, 0.35 inches here at the airport. 3.11 inches observed for the month of June. So that puts us at an inch and a quarter behind the month of June, the average amount. So we're still running below average. It would take a good amount of rain both tonight and into the day tomorrow to try and catch up. And I mean, it's certainly a possibility, but I'm not going to promise that by any means. As we take a look at the yearly numbers, we're now about at 9 inches and a quarter. We should be over 15 inches of precipitation, so we're still close to 6 inches of precipitation below average. As we take a look at Lincoln rainfall, I mean, numbers really did kind of vary all over the place. We saw some locations just over a tenth of an inch, saw some locations nearing 2/3 of an inch. So certainly a lot of rainfall, or not a lot of rainfall, certainly some sufficient rainfall across the area. We are waiting for the colors to pop up here on our counter. There we are, on our observed precipitation over the last 24 hours, but certainly most of, if not all of the rain fell into northern, northeastern, eastern, and southeastern Nebraska over the last 24 hours, and much of it into the overnight hours. Just under a quarter of an inch in O'Neill, about 16 hundredths of an inch in Ainsworth, under half an inch in Wayne, almost 2/3 of an inch in Norfolk, once again over a third of an inch in Lincoln, but the top spot is going to be Fall City, over 1.5 inches of rain, 1.55 inches to be exact. As we take a look at low temperatures today, we're going to move on to our temperatures now. We dropped down to 59 degrees in Shattern, but for the most part, we were in the 60s and even some low 70s. The warmest locations, central Nebraska, 71 degrees, low temperature in Hastings. For our Skyview cams, we're looking pretty good right now. A lot of sunshine in Lincoln, Omaha, O'Neill, and North Platte. And as we take a look at our Lincoln currents, it's 83 at the studio, 85 at the airport. Still feels like 88 degrees thanks to that humid dew point at 68. Temperature-wise across town, we range anywhere from 83 to 87, up to 88 degrees in some spots. Temperature-wise across the state, still holding on to 91 degrees in Hebron. That is the hot spot across the state right now. For the most part, though, we are in the 80s. Temperatures, what we're seeing out there right now, is kind of basically what we're expecting out there tomorrow. We thought tomorrow was going to be the cool day. Looks like we're going to get 2 cool days in a row. It's still pretty humid out there right now, so that's the difference between today and tomorrow. It will not be nearly as humid. Dew points will be crashing behind a cold front that will move through, but we're in the 50s off to the west, mainly though upper 60s to low to mid 70s in central and eastern Nebraska. So that does raise our feel like temperatures into the 90s just a little bit. Albion, Columbus, and York does feel like 91 degrees, even though we saw most, if not all, of our temperatures in the 80s. Now, wind speed and direction, out of the north and northeast, basically a northern direction, right around 5, 10, 15 miles per hour. Only gust right now is in Wayne and in Alliance, 17 to 21 miles per hour. We do have severe thunderstorm warnings off to the north and to the west. A couple severe thunderstorm warnings about to enter the Panhandle. We do have one severe thunderstorm warning in far western Nebraska, and then a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings we have right now. Let me just move over just a little bit. There we are. A couple severe thunderstorm warnings that we have right now into southwestern South Dakota that will be approaching northwestern Nebraska, I would say in the next half hour to an hour or so. There's one that looks to be arriving into Cherry County fairly shortly. It's basically on the edge, or right on the border of the South Dakota-Nebraska state line. Regionally, though, we have severe thunderstorm warnings into southeastern and southwestern Missouri, into northwestern Arkansas. One severe thunderstorm warning, it looks like right now, in the Oklahoma Panhandle, but most, if not all, of the severe weather activity off to our north and west. Showers and thunderstorms still ongoing off to the deep south and to the southeastern part of the United States, but pretty active across the country right now. Weather alert-wise, looks like we have some heat advisories off to our southeast. Severe thunderstorm watch is a little bit closer to home. One severe thunderstorm watch in western Nebraska into northwestern Nebraska as well. That is going to continue until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Could see further expansion later on this evening. Still have a slight risk of severe weather from western, central, southern, and into eastern Nebraska, southeastern Nebraska to be more exact. Lincoln, on the fine line between isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms. So the risk for severe weather has gone down compared to this time yesterday. However, still very close. It's very close to see those isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms. No severe weather risk on Monday. General thunderstorms possible Monday morning in central and eastern Nebraska. And then we could see some isolated severe thunderstorms Tuesday in far western Nebraska. It is still a weather alert day, but we're going to show Monday on the left-hand side of this graphic, 30% chance for showers and storms in the morning hours. And this is what I'm saying, the morning is after sunrise, so 7 a.m. onward. We are still expecting showers and thunderstorms. They are likely, some of which could be severe late this evening into the overnight hours. They will be approaching central Nebraska around midnight, nearing Lincoln if they hold together around 2 a.m. Damaging winds are the main concern. Large hail is possible as well. So let's play out our Skycast. We're going to take a look at a couple different Skycast models. One Skycast model has storms moving into western Nebraska between 7 and 10 p.m., approaching central Nebraska right around midnight, and then moving closer to the capital city right around 2 a.m., continuing until 4 or 5 a.m., and then we should be quieting down by the time everyone's waking up Monday morning around 7, 8 a.m., and then we should see plenty of sunshine as we head into Monday afternoon. Not expecting any severe weather on Monday. Should be a really quiet day, sunny day across the state, again into the afternoon hours, and then most of Tuesday will be quiet. We'll be watching out for late Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening in western Nebraska. Taking a look at a different Skycast model, maybe blowing things up just a little bit more in western and northern Nebraska around 10 p.m., moving into central Nebraska around midnight. The difference here is that line of storms that approaches Lincoln is in south central Nebraska at 2 a.m. Monday morning. How close does it get to the capital city? This keeps the main line of activity south and west of Lincoln as we get closer to 5 a.m., but maybe severe thunderstorms continuing into 7 a.m. So the big difference between our two models, we had a lot of variety yesterday, is the timing and how close did we get to the capital city, but it does look like central and south central Nebraska, more, not of a guarantee, but more likely that we'll see those severe thunderstorms when those thunderstorms do move through, but pretty quiet into Monday, plenty of sunshine into Monday afternoon, and then we should be quiet until we get to Tuesday afternoon and evening. Once again, a little bit more cloud cover out there on Tuesday to the west. Flash flooding is still possible in southeastern Nebraska. A little bit of a higher risk now. We were under that marginal risk yesterday. For today and into Monday morning, we are now under a slight risk for scattered flash flooding. It's because we've already seen some heavy rain, especially closer to Falls City. And once again, they saw over 1.5 inches of rain. If they see similar amounts, flooding is certainly a possibility there. Precipitation potential over the next 3 days. When we say the next 3 days, we're really meaning tonight into the day tomorrow and tomorrow morning for the most part. In central, southern, and southeastern Nebraska, we're talking about anywhere from 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches, and I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit. Look at southeastern Nebraska. We have some purple on the map. That's talking about 1 to 1.5 to maybe 2 or more inches of rain. It really depends on where these storms set up because they're going to be heavy rainmakers because they're going to be moving not slowly overall, but just hitting the same areas over and over again. A pretty long line of storms expected. Now, as we take a look at the next 7 days, we're going to see a little bit more purple pop up. I kind of want to zoom in just a little bit more here. A little bit more purple popping up in central and southeastern Nebraska. After Monday and outside of that chance of rain on Tuesday, I think we hold off pretty much statewide for the most part on rain chances until we get into Friday and especially into Saturday. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Skycast, once again, statewide view. This is our graph model. Western Nebraska, 10 p.m., moving into central Nebraska close to midnight, and then 2 a.m. close to the capital city. This keeps storms a little bit farther to the north compared to our second Skycast model, moving through Lincoln between 2 to 5 a.m. and then exiting the area tomorrow morning. Pretty quiet throughout the day on Monday, plenty of sunshine to be expected, and then we should be quiet into the day Tuesday, but we'll be watching out for the possibility of isolated severe thunderstorms late Tuesday afternoon in far western Nebraska. Similar Skycast model, but this is a different run. We're looking at central and western Nebraska close to midnight, but it's this line of storms that appear in south central Nebraska right around 1 to 2 a.m. And 2 a.m. on the previous Skycast already had the storms in Lincoln. So we're talking about still into central Nebraska. So maybe a little bit of a later time set and keeps things for the most part south and west of the capital city, but keeps it into the area a little bit longer into Monday morning. And then this model even has rain occurring Monday afternoon. I don't think that's very likely whatsoever. We should be seeing sunshine Monday afternoon and a pretty nice day overall. And then Tuesday, once again, plenty of sunshine, and we should see those storms off to the west develop, isolated in nature. Moving on to our temperatures, though. 50s, 60s, and 70s expected overnight tonight. And then tomorrow, pretty similar to what we saw today. We're talking about low to mid to upper 80s. Low temperatures on Tuesday. This is going to be fairly cool and comfortable for this time of year. We're talking about 50s overall, maybe some 60s off to the east. High temperatures on Tuesday, upper 80s to low 90s, so we're starting to warm up. Low temperatures on Wednesday, back into the 60s pretty much statewide, and then mid-90s, maybe even close to triple digits off to the west. Low temperatures on Thursday, back into the 60s and 70s, so we are starting to warm up just a little bit more, and then mid-90s once again expected Thursday afternoon. I think Wednesday and Thursday will be the warmest days this week, and that's what you can see on our 7-day forecast. 95 degrees Wednesday, 95 Thursday, cooling down just a little bit for the 4th of July, but we got to watch out now for that 30% chance for showers and thunderstorms, mainly into the afternoon, evening, and especially the overnight hours, as our chances of rain increase to 40%. By the time we get to Saturday, our next significant cool down would be Saturday and Sunday as we drop back down into the upper 80s. 10-day forecast for max temperatures. We are talking about cool day on Monday. That looks to be the coolest day probably for the next 10 days. We warm up significantly Wednesday and Thursday, cooling back down into the 80s Saturday and Sunday, and then warming right back up into the mid-upper 90s Tuesday and Wednesday. Now that's now July 8th and into July 9th. Dew point-wise, I have very good news here. Monday and Tuesday, for the majority of us, the vast majority of us, we are talking about comfortable dew points. We really don't even feel the humidity out there. And that will continue into, once again, Tuesday, maybe even into Wednesday. Gets a little bit more humid Thursday through Saturday. Then we see the humidity drop again Sunday and Monday, July 6th and 7th, and then increasing 8th, 9th, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Rain chances. Monday morning, Lincoln and Falls City having the best chance across the state. And then rain chances are not likely Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. We start to see those rain chances increase Friday, continue into Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the 6th through the 9th look to be pretty quiet. So it's Monday, and then Friday, unfortunately, the 4th of July Friday, and Saturday. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, above average temperature still to be expected, or at least likely to be expected, July 7th through the 13th. We're talking about highs now continuing to be into the 90s, and then precipitation-wise, it does look like above average rainfall will continue during the early to the middle parts of July as well. We love to see green on this map, as I said yesterday, and it does look like it will continue at least for another day as we go further into the month of July. Once again, scattered severe thunderstorms are possible this evening and into early Monday morning. From west to east, that's when we'll see the time frame. Western Nebraska between now and around 10 p.m. to midnight, 10 p.m. to 2 in the morning in central Nebraska, and then right around 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. as we get into far eastern Nebraska, including here in the capital city. So severe weather, certainly a possibility, continues to be a possibility out there across the state. Vast majority of us seeing the chance for isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms. Make sure to stay weather aware, have ways to receive warnings when the warnings do pop up overnight tonight, and if there is flash flooding, have a way to receive those warnings as well. Make sure to stay tuned to 10:11 News at 10. I'll have the latest forecast details. Brad Anderson will have the latest forecast details early Monday morning, but for now, have a great night, everyone. Make sure to stay tuned to the forecast.